Hi, Dirk Dieters again here. I'm the Executive Director of the Fremont Group, and this is running your business on 4 meetings a week. Our part 7. We have covered the first 2 meetings, which were your sales meeting and financial meeting. The I will repeat again that the important thing is that these meetings all have a defined day and time that repeats each week, and the consistency and the commitment to that consistency is absolutely critical. The third meeting you have to have each week is an operations meeting. Operations can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different kinds of businesses, and so it's impossible to go through exactly what you need to have for every different business in one Zoom. But the general way to look at it is that businesses do 3 things. They get the work in, they get the work out, and they keep track of it. And your operations meeting is how you get the work out. What does it take you? What are your processes? What do you have to do that takes the sale and then converts it into a product out the door? Now, it was touched on in the text, but what's really critical is that this system be defined. You really need to take a sheet of paper and in your initial operations meeting with your operations manager or whoever else you might have involved in that sort of thing, sit there and go through it and create a spreadsheet, a flow chart of what are all of the different steps, the different things that have to be done to get your product properly out the door in the way that you want it. Then, once you have defined all of those in your operations meeting, look for what we call bottlenecks. Bottlenecks are anywhere where the friction is in the system that stops you from getting from point A to point B effectively. That's where you throw your time and your resources at, are fixing bottlenecks so that your system runs more effectively. There's an excellent book, an older one. Honestly, I forget the author's name, but it's called The Goal. And it was originally a manufacturing book, I think, of some sort, but it's excellent and it has application across the board, actually, not only in operations, but in your entire business. In that, how do we define the system? Where do we find the bottlenecks? What do we do about those? Because that's where your greatest gains can be produced. The secondary advantage of creating a document that clearly defines your system of operations is then you have a structure that you can use for job descriptions. You need to make sure, obviously, that all of the tasks that are identified in your structure are being applied and delegated to an individual. Now, in big companies, they have nice big boxes. You put in an organizational structure and you got people that can fill up all the squares in the box. But in the small businesses, people are round, they aren't square. And so sometimes you get odd job descriptions. One of your persons from sales might be one of your best people to handle something to do with the receipt, whatever, okay? But you can put the tasks and define the tasks and then assign them to the person who's most capable of doing that in your organization. That creates systems of accountability and it creates systems of incentives. And that's what is going to look at are accountability and incentives. Very, very few companies have effective systems of those. So your first uh, meeting each week is your it can be either your sales meeting or financial meeting. I like financial meeting first because that's what we do with our company. You have the financial meeting, which looks at your budget and your cash flow. You have your sales meeting that makes sure you're handling enough sales to get your break even and that you're a system that is producing those sales. And then your third meeting is the operations meeting, which goes through how we're going to get those sales out the door and convert them into products that someone's going to pay for. And that's where we are. In the next session, we will take a look at what to do with accountability incentives that come from defining a system.